Ready for another day in Polish class. Yuting?
I'm certainly ready. I wonder what we're going to learn today.
I remember last class, we started on the unit of food and shopping and learned how to say more food and drink items in Polish. I suppose we're going to continue with that. We'll just have to see.
I guess we'll just have to see what happens. Now, let's get to class.
Let's go then.
Okay, class. I hope you're ready for another day of learning. To start off today's lessons, we're going to talk about shopping. We'll cover words and phrases related to this topic. First, let's talk about the different types of shops you can find in your neighborhood. Can anyone name a type of shop? Esteban, name one type of shop.
Grocery store.
To say grocery store in Polish, you say
Sklep spożywczy. Sklep spożywczy.
Would anyone else like to name a type of shop? Alright, Fionnuala, give me a type of shop.
Bookstore.
Okay, to say bookstore in Polish, it's
Księgarnia. Księgarnia.
Now, I would like one more type of shop. Any volunteers? Noah, go ahead and name a type of shop.
Pharmacy.
Pharmacy in Polish is
Apteka. Apteka.
There are many types of shops in your neighborhood, and those three are just examples. Let's continue learning more vocabulary for this topic. Now that we covered the vocabulary, let's move on to phrases. We're going to learn them via a scenario. In this scenario, you're going to a store to do some shopping. You're looking for a particular item, but don't know where it is. The first thing you do is ask a salesperson for help. How would they respond? Levi?
They would say, "How can I help you?"
Correct. In Polish, they would say,
W czym mogę pomóc? W czym mogę pomóc?
If a salesperson approaches you and you're not looking for a particular item, you can say,
Tylko oglądam, dziękuję. Tylko oglądam, dziękuję.
I'm just looking, thank you. For this scenario, you're looking for a particular item. Can anyone tell me an item, and please use one of the words you've learned so far? Maria, what item shall we use for this scenario?
Miód, which is honey.
Excellent choice, Maria. There are 4 ways to ask for the item. Using the item Maria has chosen for this scenario, I'll tell you the 4 ways to ask for honey.
Poproszę miód.
I would like honey, please.
Czy jest miód?
Do you have honey?
Szukam miód.
I'm looking for honey.
Gdzie jest miód?
Where is the honey? What phrase you can use will depend on the store and the store's layout. After finding what you need, you'll go to the cashier and pay. After the cashier has scanned everything, they'll tell you the total. You can ask whether you can pay by credit card or with cash. For card, you say,
Czy mogę zapłacić kartą? Czy mogę zapłacić kartą?
For cash, you say,
Czy mogę zapłacić gotówką? Czy mogę zapłacić gotówką?
They'll tell you the payment methods you can pay with. Once you have chosen a payment method, pay for the items, ask for a receipt, and say thank you and goodbye. To ask for a receipt, you say,
Poproszę paragon. Poproszę paragon.
Next, I'll hand out a worksheet that goes over the vocabulary and phrases related to shopping. Note that in the scenario, I covered some of the shopping phrases, and on the worksheet, there are more phrases to learn. Please work on that, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me or your fellow classmates.
So Jack, Carolina, and Zach, how are your classmates finding their Polish learning?
My classmates have been enjoying their learning so far, especially the unit about Polish holidays. However, they'd like more opportunities to practice Polish fire roleplays.
As for my classmates, we're loving the opportunities to read short stories and articles in Polish. Not only do we learn more about Poland and its culture and history, but also help us stay confident in our skills. So far, none of my classmates have any concerns to address.
After speaking with my classmates, they said that they have become more confident in both speaking and writing in Polish, compared to when they started learning the language. In terms of concerns, our main concern is losing our Polish skills post-graduation, particularly if we don't go to university in Poland.
What about your classmates, Fionnuala?
If I'm being honest, my classmates are enjoying their learning journeys so far. Like Jack's classmates, my classmates would like more opportunities to practice their speaking skills. Additionally, they want to focus more on pronunciation, particularly difficult words.
During my 4 years at the academy, I found that some Polish words were a bit difficult to pronounce. The instructors here do a good job of taking their time to show us how to pronounce those difficult words. However, to some, it wasn't enough.
Yeah, it would be nice if there were some after-school sessions to work on pronunciation.
So guys, are you prepared for the monthly Polish cohort meeting?
I'm prepared for the meeting. I wonder what we're going to discuss there.
I assume we're going to do the usual, hearing the feedback about the learning experiences from our classmates and the instructors, and plan some upcoming events. To answer your question, Carolina, I'm ready for the meeting. Let's hope it goes well.
I am most certainly ready for the meeting. Like what Fionnuala said, let's hope it goes well.
Welcome to the monthly meeting of the Polish cohort. To start off the meeting, let's hear from the class reps regarding the students' experiences in their Polish learning journeys. Fionnuala, please share information on your classmates' experiences in their Polish studies, as well as any concerns they want addressed.
Overall, the freshmen love learning Polish. In terms of concerns, they want more opportunities to practice their speaking skills and to focus more on pronunciation, particularly when it comes to pronouncing difficult words.
Thank you, Fionnuala. Jack, tell us about the sophomores' experiences.
My classmates are doing well with their studies, and they particularly enjoyed the unit on Polish holidays. Like Fionnuala's classmates, mine also want more speaking practice, and they'd like to do this through roleplays.
Thank you for sharing, Jack. Okay, Carolina, tell us how the juniors are getting along with their Polish studies.
I wanted to start off by saying that despite the challenges they face during their studies, they're doing well on their assignments and exams. In addition, they really appreciated the opportunities to read some short stories and articles in Polish. In terms of any concerns, none of my classmates have any so far.
Thank you, Carolina. And finally, Zach. Let's hear how the seniors are doing.
Despite that the seniors must balance schoolwork, college applications and standardized tests, they keep up with the work in Polish class. What I'm mostly concerned about is that my classmates are at risk of catching senioritis. If that ever happened, it won't look good.
Thank you for the feedback, class reps. What I'm getting at is that a lot of students want more opportunities to practice their speaking skills and how to pronounce difficult Polish words. We'll be sure to take care of that. As for the seniors, to avoid catching senioritis, they need to remember to stay motivated, set goals for themselves, and prioritize their well-being. Next, we're going to hear from Mr. Wiśniewski, Ms. Wójcik, Ms. Szymanski, and Mr. Kaczmarek about student performance. Starting with you, Mr. Wiśniewski.
I am representing all the Level 1 teachers. We love the enthusiasm coming from our beginner students, and they're doing their best in all the key areas, which are listening, speaking, reading, writing, and grammar. The things they're struggling with are pronunciation and understanding noun, gender, and present tense verbs. Extra support might be needed there.
Thank you, Mr. Wiśniewski. Ms. Wójcik, you're next.
I am here on behalf of all the Level 2 teachers. So far, all our students are getting comfortable with things like reading short texts and dialogues, constructing simple sentences, and using past tense. One concern is that the students are relying too heavily on English during discussions. We are working on building more confidence in their Polish speaking skills.
Thank you, Miss Wójcik. Now your turn, Miss Szymanski.
I am happy to report that the Level 3 students are doing well and that there aren't any concerns to report. One thing that's worth noting is that the students are gaining confidence in their reading skills from reading short stories and articles.
Thank you, Miss Szymanski. Finally, Mr. Kaczmarek.
The Level 4 learners are currently working on college applications while also being susceptible to senioritis. We're concerned about their declining grades and motivation. To address this, we're keeping the material fresh and meaningful, and holding extra study sessions after school. Despite these challenges, we're impressed with the progress the seniors have made in their Polish studies, showing impressive fluency and cultural understanding.
Thank you, Mr. Kaczmarek. Based on the faculty feedback I've just heard, all our learners are doing well, despite the difficulties they've encountered. I understand there was major disruption from the day the school got taken over and destroyed by the Karma Chameleons.
I can't believe those 7 members of the international terrorists would manipulate all their gang members as parents to do such a thing.
All of us can't believe it either. Anyway, the next order of business is regarding the class trips for the sophomores, juniors, and seniors. Jack, Carolina, and Zach, have you finalized the choices for your classmates' trips?
All my classmates would like to go to Warsaw for our trip.
We want to go to Krakow for our trip.
After much discussion, my classmates and I want to visit the following cities for our trip: Warsaw, Poznan, Sosnowiec, Radom and Chorzów.
Excellent choices. We'll research the destinations and check the school budget to see if the trips are affordable. If not, you can organize fundraisers to cover the costs. I think this is a good place to close the meeting. So, before the next meeting, please get the following done. Writing the usual progress reports of all the students' learning experiences, organizing the fundraisers for the class trips, and contacting the local Polish communities regarding volunteer opportunities. Before we close off this meeting, are there any questions or concerns? Since there are no more questions or concerns, this meeting is adjourned. See you next meeting.
So Fionnuala, how did it go with the meeting?
It was productive, and I already told the faculty advisor and the instructors present that all our classmates want more opportunities to practice their speaking skills and to focus more on pronouncing difficult Polish words.
That's great. I'm sure the faculty will do whatever it takes to make sure we get more of those opportunities.
I hope so too. Anyway, why don't we hang out here for a bit and then we can head to the ice cream parlor?
That's a great idea, Noah.
Right then, let's find a spot to hang out at.
And I know just the perfect spot.
Really? Lead us to it then.
Will do. Okay, everyone, follow me.